Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the Tangle A-frame from CZT Angie Gittles. This is a neat, there we go. How many times do I say that? They're all neat tangles. This is a neat tangle as well. I was looking for something, and I'm going to, as I'm talking, I'm going to draw just a little border in the ink around the outside, just because I want to have that. I was looking for something that could serve kind of as a background. Actually, there's one in particular that I'm looking for. Can't remember the name of it, and I found it once before, and I'll find it again. But anyway, found this one. Actually, found a different one that that was a variation of this one. I'm like, well, one must start at the beginning. And so that is what one is doing. All right, so I'm just going to do a 4 square on this. And there we go. Okay, so it's called A-frame. So guess what we start with? We're going to make some big A's. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the middle of the top here, because if I have been doing like this, because that's like how I would normally write an A, but I want to make sure that I'm kind of getting to the middle, and so I find it sometimes easier to just start where I want to go and then aim for the corner, because the corner is easy. The center, sometimes not so much. All right, and then so we're just drawing giant A's. Now, one of the neat things about this tangle is that you can treat it as a fragment. And in the example that I'll show afterwards is kind of like that. I have not really dug in too much to the reticula and fragments fun. Sometime I need to do that. But it's basically, taking, here, this becomes a fragment of the, well, it is also the tangle. And then you can, turn it in the reticula, which is the structure, the grid. And it's a really neat concept. And like I said, I have not delved into that myself yet. On my list of things to do for sure. All right, so once you have your A's, then we're going. This is an exercise in line drawing. Now, the way I'm liking to do this is keeping a light touch and just making my lines kind of close together. And so what we're doing is we're doing the outside of, well, this would be the left side of the A. So just that outside. And why don't I just do all of those as we're at it? Now, I know I haven't done it yet, but it just got done. We had a couple of Tangle Time sessions, because where I'm at, it's Thursday evening, and I've been doing these Tangle Time sessions since April of 2020, and they have been so much fun. Would love to have you join us if you haven't already. Information is in the description section. Just go to my website and click on classes. I generally keep the links there. And there are links there as well to Eventbrite, where I post classes, and Meetup. So if you're, well, Eventbrite, you have to have an account, but Meetup too. They're both free. Meetup is a little bit different. So if you're already on those platforms and you want to, follow me there, if you like this, if you like my style, that would be fun. So I just like to let you know, because I do these Tangle Times every Thursday, but then also I throw in some other ones as well. So either that or even Facebook. And I do like to be on a number of platforms. Okay, now we're going to do the right side. Same idea. Especially when Facebook and Instagram were down not too long ago, and it just made me really realize it's like, got to keep on multiple platforms, and have all of those links on a website, so that way if you're wanting to follow, then there are many avenues, and we like that. Okay, so we're going to do all of these. So what also is neat about, oh, well, let's see, I was starting to talk about because I have a sample from, where we did alternating. So where, these two are the same, but these two are flipped, and it makes a really, really neat pattern. And so doing the reticula, that concept of using reticula and fragments, you can create some really neat looking things, essentially with, a tangle that you maybe have already done before. And they're not all grid patterns. Some of them are, are different or are components of something else. But that is in the primer book that Rick and Maria put out. And so you can find that on Zentangle.com, or if you want to shop on my site, that would be nice if you wanted to do that. That helps to support. So it helps to support my habit. It helps to support our habit as you're tangling along with me, right? All right, and we'll get these done. Maybe I'll spare you. I'm saying all the stuff that I would normally say at the end. Oh well, why don't I do that? Well, no, because some of it you just have to wait till the end to do anyway. Okay, so there we have both of those sides. Now, next is then underneath that, the crossbar that we use for the A. And what I found kind of neat with this too is, well, look at that. How did that happen? That is neat. I wasn't on purpose trying to line up any of these lines, but it sure as heck looks like I might have, they just naturally lined up. I don't know. Or maybe it's just, they're so close together you just don't really see. This one, challenge for me is, stopping on time and not having like I have a little trail off here. But I will tell you, when we shade, we'll be shading, in these areas. So it'll kind of cover some of that kind of stuff up. All right, we're almost done here. Let's see, what other words of wisdom? I think I was starting to say. That's where I was going down the whole class route. Because I haven't tried it, because as I was doing the class, I thought, well, there's two ways you can do these lines. You can do them like I'm doing here, which is, kind of tickling the paper, keeping a light touch with the pen nib onto the paper, or you could do, put your pen down and make a definite line. So that's some other fun that you could have if you, this depends on your style and what, how you see it laying out. So you have fun both ways. And like I said, I'm making these kind of close together and keeping a light touch. Every once in a while, though, if you do that, and because this is so highly repetitive, which is nice for the meditation part, but because we're just doing, it's line, 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 there's no natural break. Like if you, doing, some other tangles where there's just, like I said, a natural break where you kind of, and you can stretch your hand. This is much more continuous. So make sure every so often, if you need to stretch your hand, I find myself really being tight when I'm doing the light touch. And I don't know why, holding on to the pen with a death grip. I don't know why. Anyway, but so every once in a while, good to just kind of do a stretch and also look across the room, give your eyeballs a little stretch so you're not all cross-eyed, from doing close-up work. All right, so this is it. Now for some shading, and I'm sure there are some great other ideas, but I really like this one. I haven't, part of me wants to put one down the middle. And maybe I will on this because in the step out, this is all I did. But let's start here and then we can take a look. And if you have been following, sometimes this, I strive to make it a quickie video, and I will keep it quickie. At sometimes too, we have a little bit of exploring, shading and things like that. Okay, so so on this part, it's on the inside, not going into this at all. So staying on this side. And I'm just going to bring that graphite out a little bit. I'm probably going to need to, I guess it's all right. The tip of this is rather thick. And luckily, these are wide enough that I don't have to worry. about, how far out I'm going, because you want to have some original tile color in there, so that way you can see the grading, see the shading. And sometimes like this, I don't like seeing those the straight line. Like this is a little bit jagged. Oh, this one I didn't even do. But I like to have the gradient, and then and I'm always striving to make it look kind of natural, and or actually really I try to make it look like an artist might have done it. Well, actually, I'm always floored at, it's like, who did that? Oh, here's another one I missed. Y'all were probably just going, you missed a spot, you missed one. There we go, got it. This one needs to be a little bit darker though. And I do like to start light, and then you can always add. Oops, there we go. So that's neat. So while I'm playing here, why not? Let's just see what happens. We'll experiment. We'll play together. And so I'm going kind of on both sides because I want to spread it out both ways. And because we're doing it this way, we're going to need to do it over here too. And then we'll see if we need to do the grid the other way. All right, so I think I can, well, that's probably safer if I do a little bit on one side, so that way it's somewhat evenly distributed. We'll get this other side. If I do both sides, it seems like it doesn't work as well as I think it should. Oh, might as well get this here. And this last one. All right. Oh, so see that added some extra depth to that. And so then it just screams, because if we're going to do this way, we might as well do the other way. Because there's a lot of grid patterns that I will do this. And actually, I did go over, but no, I guess I didn't really too much. I'm going to stay under that. And let's do that here too. Under that line. There's a lot of grids where you just use the graphite just on those grid lines, and it's good to go. Now I'm not putting any over. I didn't just use the tortillon over this opening, so I on purpose kind of went at an angle, so that way I'm going this way and avoiding that. Because that, I think, adds something to it. And I'm going to do that up here, too. You just have to, one of those caution points that I need to be careful of as well is just adding too much gray, because then it's just all gray, and then what do you have? Yeah, but sometimes just like an up and down motion like I was just doing. It spreads it out, but you have a little bit more control. It's not, getting it out too far. And then just, keep playing and having fun. Oh, that has added so much more dimension. That's amazing. I really like that. Okay, so let me show you. I'm going to raise this up a little bit. So hold on while we take a little ride. All right, so this is one of the ones I did earlier in one of our sessions. The other one isn't done. And, well, there's the other one. It's not quite done because I decided to go completely, let's go real elaborate and see what happens. That just means, it's going to take a little bit longer to get it done. So anyway, this was one that we did, paired it with This Is Zenith. And if you are watching this as I'm posting it, what's today is day 7 or 8 of Inktober tangles, and so Zenith is the pattern, but I have this personal goal to do a new tangle every day until I run out of them, so that's why I decided to do A-frame. So on my website and things, we'll be promoting both of them and sharing them. So so I thought that was kind of a neat pairing. Like I said, I was looking for something that would be a neat background for something like this, or something else that you want to put in front, and this just has a neat look to it. Like I said, just a neat background. So, thanks so much for watching. Again, information is in the description section. I will have links to the step outs and also to blogs or tangled patterns, so that way you can see right from the originator of the Tangle, CZT Angie Gittles, and just see her artwork and other ways to use it, because it's about information and empowering my fellow tanglers to explore things or just to get other ideas. So if you enjoyed this, because this is the part I was like, well, I can't put that at the beginning. If I put it at the beginning, I know you're going to enjoy this, so why don't you just go ahead and subscribe? So if you enjoy this, I would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. When you hit that button, and this is on YouTube, then hit the notification bell next to it so you can determine how you want to be notified, if you want to be notified at all. I'm basically doing one video, sharing it on Instagram and other channels, so just make sure that when you subscribe, to whatever, however you're viewing this, I know Instagram, it's just a follow. And I appreciate all of that as well. So, I'm going to have to find language that is generic. So I appreciate subscriptions, appreciate likes, the thumbs up and shares. If you know somebody else that likes this kind of stuff and they haven't experienced Zentangle, would love to have you share it with them, and join us online sometime. We have a fun time, and exploring tangles and, building up our repertoire of tangles and techniques. So with that, thank you so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.